Hey, what's up guys? Casey Dimon here, TaxSaleAcademy.com. Thank you so much for joining me on today's video. Today I want to be discussing my favorite selling strategy. When most people get into real estate investing, they do it in a manner where if they start thinking about selling, they automatically think the traditional selling. And to be honest, it slightly annoys me because there's zero creativity involved. When a lot of people think about investing in real estate, they think I need to buy a bank-owned property, I need to go in there and fix it up, give it to a realtor, have an open house, wait for a buyer, negotiate some, go to a fancy closing office or an attorney's office, eat some cookies, sign a bunch of docs, walk out with my check, and do it all over again. And guys, guess what? It does work, but that's how every single person who thinks about real estate investing, that's how they think. That's what everybody wants to do. And I'm not saying that it doesn't work, because again, it does work. But there are other ways. There are plenty of other ways. A major part of being a real estate investor is learning to be creative. And when it comes to tax defaulted real estate, there are plenty of times where the more creative you can get, the better. Okay, back to my favorite selling strategy. My favorite selling strategy is to have the property sold before I even purchase it. Now, I don't mean to go ahead and have the deed recorded as me selling or anything like that before I buy it. That just doesn't make sense and it's not legal. But what I do mean is to have my buyer lined up before I fork over my hard-earned money when I go to buy it. And if you're looking for the closest thing to a sure investment in real estate, then it's to have your buyer or perhaps even multiple buyers lined up waiting to buy your property prior to you purchasing it. There's a few different ways that you can do this, and we detail all this inside the Tax Sale Academy. But let's go over a few of the basics in this video. There are 3 essential steps to pulling this strategy off. The first one is to really just find a good starting point. The entire idea here is to locate a subdivision or an area that you want to focus on. You should know the selling prices, how fast stuff is selling, who's selling it, who's buying it, all that type of stuff, everything involved in that area. Your focus should be able to locate an area where you can use the data provided by the market to tell you exactly what you should be buying and where at. This is the research phase. And you might even need to work a little bit backwards and start with a tax sale list. Look on that list and see if there's a common subdivision or area that has properties non-stop available at the tax sales. Review the list, see what you find, and then determine what the properties would sell for. The next step is to begin generating interest. And there's really 2 ways to do this. The easiest way is to buy a property in one of the areas that is commonly offered at the tax sales in the area that you're investing in. And really begin to market that property once you acquire it. Spend lots of money advertising it. I've had properties before where I've spent more on marketing a property than I actually made off of that property. I spent thousands marketing it when I knew that I would only make a few $1,000s in the first place off of it. But I did this to generate massive amounts of interest in that property, to build awareness to an area and to myself as the go-to person for specific property types in specific areas. The result was dozens of people calling nonstop asking me when I would have more properties similar to that one for sale, which is exactly what you want, by the way. And the second way to do this is without having a property, without buying a piece of property, and instead marketing yourself as the person to find a specific property type in one area. Of course, the difficulty here is that you won't have a property to really market, so your methods will be slightly more vague and likely won't work as well, but it is a start at least. From there, step number 3 is just a simple buy and sell process. And the second step, where you're marketing the previous property or yourself and you generate all that interest, you hopefully have great results with multiple interested parties. These interested parties will essentially tell you exactly what you should buy at the tax sale. In the best case scenario, you'll be able to buy a property, resell it within a matter of a couple of days, if not sooner, make some money, move on to the next property. And of course, if the first person backs out or doesn't want any more properties, you've got a whole line of other buyers behind them if you did the second step where you're generating that interest properly. So as you can see, it's a very simple strategy. Find a good starting point. Build up a list of interested parties, interested buyers, then simply buy and sell exactly what they tell you you should be buying. Now, I know that I'm going to get a lot of questions about this, so before I do, I want you to understand this is a very abbreviated version of this strategy. Obviously, there's quite a bit to this, and that's the reason we have hours and hours of training on how to pull this off precisely inside the Tax Sale Academy. We can't do that in a short YouTube video or anything like that, so these are just the basics. But I do want you to understand that it is very, very important to look at investing in tax sale investment from a different vantage point. There's no reason for you to buy a property, have it sit on the market for a year, waiting for the right person to come along, and then finally pay your price. Instead, apply this strategy where you'll be able to arrange the selling portion of the transaction before you actually buy the property. If you do it successfully, you'll be able to turn the property over much, much faster, and you'll make much more money, all while having much less risk as you invest. Guys, I really hope you've enjoyed today's video. As I mentioned, this is a topic that we discuss in depth inside the Tax Sale Academy. And if you're wanting to learn more about this topic or learning how to invest in tax defaulted real estate, including liens and deeds, head on over to taxsaleacademy.com. There's a link down below in the description. And guys, as always, if you enjoyed this video or any of our other videos, please subscribe to this channel and click that thumbs up button for us. It means the world to us, and we are so appreciative of each and every single one of our subscribers, our likers, and the folks that comment on our videos. Guys, take care and make it a successful day. See ya.